Hello, Glee fans. This is Shamus Kelley, video producer of The Tower Light, here with your Opinionated Glee review of Season 4, Episode 12, Naked. So I'm back by myself this week, and well, this was an interesting episode, I've got to say. I actually watched this with a room full of people, so seeing their reactions to this, I'm like, what are you even doing, Glee? But actually, as a sort of preview or whatever, it's actually not that bad an episode. I mean, there were some really stupid things in this episode. Let's be completely fair and honest and upfront right there. Some dumb stuff. But, like, Glee thinks it's funny at the beginning with all this, like, oh my god, that opening bit with the news reporters were so dumb. And also, didn't the Glee Club come in, like, third place at, like, sectionals or whatever? So wouldn't they not be in? I don't know. Like, at this point, like, Glee has to go on. It's Glee. I'm not really expecting a whole lot. So, Tina, in all of her lustiness over Blaine, is like, let's make a calendar. I'm like, okay, girl, like, I know you like Blaine, and I guess you know he's gay. I'm not really sure after last week. Like, you just want to, like, lust after him, which is like, okay, look, let's get this out of the way right now. A lot of people are going to watch this episode and say, well, girls get objectified all the time, so it's totally fine if guys do. Look, I'm really of the thing where, like, I hope, like, no one is objectified, and only those that really, like, want to be objectified do, and it's not, like, against anybody's will, and it doesn't, like, negatively impact anyone or anything. Like, it was nice to see, like, all the dudes on the show. Like, it was kind of different for that, and especially for TV, but they sort of hand-waved it. They didn't really deal with it, and the whole thing with Artie where he's like, I don't feel comfortable with this and stuff. Yeah! I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, you know, whatever. I'm just... Like, I wish they had done more with that, because in the end, like, you know, jumping ahead, they sort of are like, we've got this, you can have your clothes on. He's like, but I'm going to be the only one who doesn't have his shirt off. It's like, we can fix that, and then they don't. It's a little awkward. Nice little subtle moment is the Jesus kid saying he likes Twilight, which is, you know, it's a cute little character detail that gives us something more about him, which is nice, always nice to see. Let's talk about the big thing that I was kind of what the fuck about this episode is, once again, Brittany and her fondue for two thing, which is, you know, nice to see again. She kind of outright insults, you know, Marley, which, like, once again, haha, it's funny, Brittany's dumb. It's really not, actually. And then, like, Lord Tubington's on the internet. Like, look, I get Glee is supposed to be a fun fantasy world or whatever, but that's suspension of disbelief. I know I must have talked about this at some point, but good Lord, Glee, please stop. It's getting freaking ridiculous, okay? Stop. Like, look, it was funny the first time. It really was. And then you took the joke way too far, and now it's you just whatever. Oh, Rachel is gonna do like a topless scene or something. I mean, like, whatever. And Kurt's pissed at, like, her man or whatever. Like, I don't care. Like, you know, and then Sam realizes that he's really dumb and Brittany's not because she guessed. And, you know, I liked that they're like, yeah, it's totally cool. Brittany totally passed the SAT even though she guessed everything. So, once again, we're not going to try to help her. It's like, tee-hee-hee, Brittany, you so silly. Sam, it's like, yeah, let's all tell you how great of a person you are. Yeah, Sam, you're so cool. No, you're not. Oh, God. Like, well, you know, I liked Sam and his ways, but, like, you know, I love that Sam is like, I need to go lose weight, and I don't even know. This show, okay? I don't know sometimes with this show. But, oh my god. And then they did Broga, which was kind of a cute thing, whatever. And I like that, you know, Blaine and Sam's, like, Blaine still has that crush on Sam. It's nice that they didn't, like, force it down your throat this week. It was subtle. It was nice. We're probably going to see it build a little bit. So, you know, what's that? Glee taking its time with something? Crazy and not dropping it, which is always fun. Although when they were all posing in that really weird sequence, you know, I was like, the pedo will is strong. When these boys have taken off their shirts, the pedo will is very strong. And we also get Marley and Jake, and they're like, oh, say you love me. Oh, I can't say it, but I'm going to by the end of the episode. Jake does. And he signs it on a calendar, which is really awkward that if, like, their lives actually worked out together, which they won't, and they, like, had the kids, and it's like, hey, this is how I told your mom I loved her. I signed a sexy calendar. Whatever, you know, you know, the Marley thing, and then it's like, oh, is he gonna say he likes her? Oh, is he gonna sing to her? That's, you know, as much as I was coming in here to be like, oh man, that's so unrealistic. Like, they love each other for 1 week. Man, that's high school, man. That is high school. That is completely high school. That whole like, oh, I love you after like 1 week of dating you, or like 2 weeks, whatever. Like, that's actually like kind of realistic. Like, they're dumb, they're stupid, they're like 15, 16, whatever. It's cute. It actually doesn't, you know, it actually works. But once again, I wish they'd gone more into Artie's feelings. That would have been nice. Oh yeah, no, the beginning was with the Dalton thing, and it's like, you look way too old to be a high school student. Yeah, Glee, we get it. You're making a commentary on how the actors don't look like they're actually in high school. Once again, sorry, my face got all dark there. It's all intensely angry. The problem is with that Glee is that, once again, you call it out and then do nothing about it. Come on, guys. You're better than that. Are you, though? I don't know. My expectations are going down with Glee, and I thought this was actually not a terrible episode, even though I'm yelling about it the whole time. Oh, so, like, Rachel's like, I don't know if I want to do a topless scene, and there's the crazy, like, oh, her younger self, which, you know, personally I find her more attractive with, like, the more conservative-looking Rachel, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. So then Santana and Quinn show up for really no reason, and Diana Agron, once again, is just like, I'm just here for a paycheck. Okay? Bye, guys. Oh, wait. Oh, bye. And then the not so subtle foreshadowing of Santa's like, you know, I think I could get to like it here. Really? Really? Whatever. It's at least, you know, we're more characters to deal with. You think they're gone? No, they're not. Ha, ha, ha. Fuck this show. It didn't, you know, okay. But look, I will give the show this. The ending with, you know, them all singing and shit was in the weird filter on the camera, whatever. It was cute. I liked it. It was a fun song. The songs in this episode weren't bad. Like, they were just kind of meh. But, like, the last one I actually kind of liked. I listened to that on the YouTube or something, you know? So, this week, Tina Watch, she's there, and she's like, get sexy for me, Blaine. What's up? I'm like, oh, Tina, I guess they've made you into, like, a bitch and, like, a crazy, like, you know, if you like a man and you want him, like, go for it. But, girl, he's gay. Jesus. You're just destroying what little or no character Tina had, and now she's just nothing. And maybe less of something. I don't know. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people arguing about this episode. Like, oh, they shouldn't sexualize men. But they sexualize women all the time. You know, like, I mean, that is a very treacherous waters I'm trying to not get into. But suffice it to say, I mean, it's cool that they were, like, totally up for... In a show where in the promos they very much touted the fact that Rachel might be taking her top off, they go for the male sexiness. And I'm like, you know what? Although I don't think they'd be allowed to make, like, a calendar like that in high school. That'd probably be extremely inappropriate. But the pedo will is strong. The pedo will is very strong, and he made that happen. Pedo will. There is no greater force in the universe than pedo will. He will find you. He'll look at you. All right. And, you know, the songs this week, you know, the last one was cute, whatever. What do I give this episode? Man, Glee, it's like a B-. Like, I mean, look, I'm not expecting a lot out of Glee these days, so it was enjoyable. The last song kind of bumped it up for me. I know a lot of people one person or a couple people last week were like, oh, you're making fun of, like, the Klain fandom or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to make fun of anybody. Just saying there are some very temperamental people online who, if they don't get what they want, they get very angry, and it is a little funny. But no, I was not trying to make fun of, like, any specific people or anything like that. There's just some very extremists out there who are a little over the top. Let's put it that way. But that's all for this week, guys, and gals and others and everyone else. Once again, if you have any comments, you know, comment below. Let me know what you think of the episode, what you thought about the male sexiness. If you're a lady or a gay man, or you just like sexy dudes for whatever reason. How you feel like they handled, like, pretty much anything in this episode. There were some interesting things going on. And as always, just tell me what you think. I don't respond to everything, but I try to respond to, you know, a few things. And if I like the comment, that pretty much means I agree with it and I don't have anything to add. So yeah, once again, just let me know what you think. And that's all for this week, Glee fans. So until next week, where some things will happen and stuff. Until then, opinionated Glee fans and Glee fans in general, see you guys later.